Yes, good morning, class. So today's our topic is primary market and secondary market. All right. So coming to the constituents of capital market, the constituents of capital market are primary market and secondary market. And what does a primary market do? So whenever new issue of the shares has to be made, it has to be made through primary market. All right. And features of primary market, it is a new source of procuring long term fund. If a company wants to apply public to subscribe for its shares, the first time these shares need to be traded through primary market. All right. And the basic objective of is to procure funds from the investors and transfer the same to the new or existing business. All right. Whenever a new entrepreneur needs money, he has to invest that money to the new company. So he up he like what he does, he always come to the public to get that money and get started with his or her business. Primary market serves the dual purpose of investing the funds of investors as well as meeting the financial requirement of companies. So it is playing the dual role. Now you must be aware of that. Whenever you have extra money available with yourself, what you do, you always invest that money into something. Some people do the bank saving thing, but the people who want more returns, they usually invest those savings into the companies or shares of the companies or debentures, but mainly shares, because shares are less risky than debentures in terms of re- repayment or dividend is concerned. Features of primary market, it is a new source of procuring long term capital. Securities are brought first time in the market. It is a source of long term capital. Then securities are bought for the first time in the market. Whenever a person has to buy the security for the first time, or they are issuing the first lot of their shares into the business or into any stock exchange, they need to register in the primary market. The investors directly deal with the new securities. Investors are issued the security certificates after trading takes place. Securities are issued by the new companies or existing ones looking for their expansion. Securities are always issued with the new companies. Economy experiences capital formation. Whenever you have to do any kind of capital formation, or you need money or require money, you always go for the fresh issue. Fixed assets are purchased from the all right. Now, if we talk about the advantages of getting these funds through initial public offerings, we say you can always buy your fixed assets for the business, or you can always have a amount available to you whenever you need it. Functions and operations of primary market. First of all, we coming to origination, that is origin. It signifies that issue is being carried out for the first time. Whenever the issue is being done for the first time, it is traded through primary market. All right. And you must be aware of the thing that 90% of subscription is compulsory for a company. If public apply for 90% of shares, only then these shares can be traded in the primary market. If the subscription is not 90%, these shares are always held back by the companies, or SEBI never allows these company to be listed in the stock exchange so that their shares can be purchased. Therefore, what the companies do, the second thing that comes under this is underwriting. Whenever your 90% subscription is not achieved, what a company does, company applies to the underwriters, or they appoint underwriters to buy their shares, and these underwriters further sell these shares to the people, just to have the 90% subscription fulfilled, the condition of 90% subscription fulfilled. The broking is done through underwritings. All right. And then the distribution, finally the distribution of the shares is put into execution. And then when this all is achieved, then the distribution is done. Mainly, basically, what is the distribution? The people who all of the people who have applied for the shares, they are being allotted the shares. All right. You then Importance of primary market. So first importance is you get funds. So raising of funds is a first and the foremost benefit that you achieve from this side. Then safety. Obviously, when you are trading in primary market, the company must be listed. So there is less chances of any kind of manipulation, and it is a safe option. Attractive scheme. It is an attractive scheme because nothing, any kind of no taxes, service duty, or any kind of stamp duty is leviable on the primary market. So it is an attractive option because you don't have to spend a lot of money on it. Opportunity for existing and new companies. If any opportunity is to be given to the new or existing company, then they go and, for example, if you are starting a new business or a company, you don't have money but you have name. So what you can do, you can register yourself into the stock exchange and you can apply for the money through your shares. You can raise funds through the shares. All right. Then is long term requirements. Obviously when you are raising money through shares, you are always fulfilling your long term requirement, because raising money through shares always give you a benefit of more amount of money. Good returns. There are always good returns whenever you spending money in the long term capital. Attracting small investors. These IPOs always attract small marketers because in their initial public offerings are always amounting to 15,000 to 1 lakh. That can be 15,000 can be spent by any person because it is a meager amount that you can spend on any lot of shares. Then limitations of primary market. What are the limitations? Then there can be limitations to this primary market, and first is slackness in the economy. What is the slackness in the point economy? Sometimes when the economy drags itself down. All right. For example, if we talk about COVID situations, in the starting days the companies suffered a huge losses, and at this time only the share prices get very down, but nowadays it is improving. Reduced fund requirement. IPOs not offer that much of amount from these offerings. Sluggish capital market. Capital market is sluggish in nature. Whenever the market sluggish means it is ever changing. Economy is widely affected by the things of depression, recession. It adversely affect the market. Inadequate disclosure, lack of liquidity. You are not always available with the money. You cannot always convert your shares into the money. Private placement, reduction in the issue of cost and other allied costs, took the company towards offering the shares by the way of private placement. Majority of time, the investors were unaware of any new issue coming. Private placement means these companies always place their IPOs through private placement. They never ask or never send any tenders or notices to their present members or shareholders that whether they are offering new offers or something like that. So it is always into a private placement thing.